What is going on? How's everyone today? I was doing some more testing, trying out some new things. Gonna show a quick video. What's poppin', fam? How are you guys doing? Microphone settings are a little bit different, so I am here for, of course, all of the feedback. I love testing new things and you guys' honesty. What's cracking? Gigi, I appreciate you. We're gonna cut the countdown timer short a little bit because tonight it's much later in the evening, but I'm hoping to have some really cool stuff for you tomorrow. All right, here, let's just get straight into it. First of all, we are here with day, ooh, look, I got that. Day 79, 21 days to go. Very exciting. I am here at Angie's house. I think I'm actually going to stay for the whole week. And so today we went out to Rhode Island. We had a really cool day. The kids were late to get to bed, and that's why I'm streaming a little bit late. But then I was going to go home today. And what I actually said was, if I stay the whole week, that'll force me to put together more of the space downstairs and kind of get that project started. So I actually did a recording that I'm gonna play for you guys next to show you the basement. You guys aren't gonna judge what the basement actually looks like. Hey girl, hey, thank you. No judging of what the basement looks like because Angie and I are gonna organize that. It's a basement, what a basement should be, a storage space. But I want to show you guys how big it is and where we're thinking to put the stuff at. And we're going to make a trip to go to IKEA tomorrow to just get one of the cheapest desks, you know, what everybody usually starts off with. So the 4 Adels legs that are like $4 a piece from IKEA. And then the Linman top. And they're anywhere from like $20 to $35 depending on the length. So we'll probably do not the shortest one, but the one in between. I don't think we need to do like this 6-foot one. I think they have like a 6-foot one. Can do, I think it's 48 inches to 4 feet. Spend 30 bucks on it between the legs. That's 16 bucks. Yeah, under $50 just to get a table up and going because we have everything else. We have the mic clamp, we have the desktop, you know, all of that good stuff. Where the bulk of the money is going to go is in the background per se. So that's that. Yes, I'm leaving you locked in the closet again. Now you're going to be locked in the basement, like just a basement. At least my basement is a finished basement. This basement we're going to start working on. What is going on? Gabe, how are you? K-Walk, what's cracking? How are you doing today? You're already in judgment mode. That's horrible, Gabe. Come on. Okay, so one of the things that I did differently today, and it's so cool, like as challenging as the 100 days has been, it's cool because it kind of puts me in this accelerator mode to try new things like these mobile streaming setups, packaging the bags. This bag, guys, this bag has saved my life. This last 100 days. So keeping my mobile gear at the ready, absolutely taking advantage of the Rode Wireless Goes. Oh, I guess I could have put the lav mic on today since Angie's not a part of the stream. But anyway, I was listening to the audio yesterday between Angie and I, and the lav mic hands down was great. I liked her audio using the lav mic than the way I had it here. So something that I tried differently today is that I remembered that when you're using the cam link will broadcast your microphone from that's connected to your camera or the mic from the camera itself directly to eCam. Now, why is that important? And that's good to know or good to use as a pro when you're on the go is because using your microphone directly connected to your camera and then setting the right levels, of course, will help free up a port on your computer. So before, when I was kind of struggling, because on the MacBook Pro I got 3 ports, and one of the ports was just dedicated directly, like even when I did it last night, was dedicated directly to connecting the Rode Wireless Go's to one of the USB ports on the iMacs. Tonight, you know, it's one of those things that the light bulb goes off. It's like, oh, you dummy. You can just use your Rode Wireless Go with the microphone port. I've tried it, I've tested it previously. So I had kind of set the levels. I'm using the ZV-1 tonight again, and I had tested the levels prior with the ZV-1 and the Rode Wireless Go. So now the Rode is connected to the ZV-1 through the microphone jack. So using a regular TRS cable that it comes with, that freed up a USB port now. So all I have connected right now to my microphone, my laptop, my MacBook Pro, is the USB to Ethernet cable, and then the USB-C to regular USB to have the cam link. So right now, technically, I only have 2 things connected. Of course, I have the power, but with the new M1 Pro MacBook Pros, they went back to those really cool, the MagSafe adapters. So then what that does is that this eliminates using a USB-C port to charge. Although if you want to use one of the USB-C ports, you can still use it to charge. But if you are like me, that I was connecting everything, I didn't want to use a USB-C port just for charging. So having the MagSafe charger and a dedicated charging spot back on the MacBook Pro has been absolutely clutch. And then what I did, because like I said, I took some footage before just to kind of go through what the basement looks like. I have an SD card connected to the SD card slot because we got that back. So that's absolutely been great. Why do we need one more stream with me and Miss D? Let me know. Thank you, Paul. So I had did some, right before I came on, I had did some test like recordings just to see. So right now on the Rode Wireless Go, I have on the receiver, I have it at -9 decibels. I'm sure if I had the lav mic and it was clipped a little bit better, I wouldn't need to have it that low, but it's at -9 decibels. And then when I did some initial testing and recordings, I felt like I was coming in a little bit lower. So then I went into the level of the camera and I increased, the volume was initially on my ZV-1, the audio levels were at, I think it was -11. And right before, I didn't test it, so I increased it and just came straight on the stream because I figured you guys would just tell me directly. I increased it on the ZV-1 to -14 decibels. I did take a look at the levels itself as I spoke. It looks like I'm hitting right at about the yellow on Ecamm, and so right under the peaking. I'm not gonna, if I scream louder and I get excited or if I laugh, I absolutely will peak. But I'm also trying to keep my voice a little bit lower because the children are asleep upstairs, so I won't be doing any of my screaming, loud laughter shenanigans. But once I get the audio dialed in and tweaked in on the ZV-1, even then testing it on the ZV-E10, having that separate microphone jack is definitely clutch, because like I said, then you can just get your audio tweaked on your camera and then use the cam link to bring in both your audio and your video, and that just frees up a whole port entirely. And then it also eliminates the need, right, for having kind of the an audio interface on the go, because you got all of those connections. So, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot when you put the both of us together, because, you know, I still go to Diana for stuff, especially camera stuff and even business stuff. I go to Diana. I'm like, listen, what do you think about this? What your ideas are? So the fact that you said that the both of us together, that means so much, especially coming from you, Gigi. Come on, you know I value your stuff too. So I'd love to hear what your feedback is, if any. If I wouldn't have pointed it out to you, would you have been able to notice a difference from yesterday to today's audio? Again, for a mobile setup, I think it sounds really good. I'm sure that if I would have connected the lav mic, I guess I can do that just so we can see. I can kind of do that really quick. It doesn't have to look pretty, but we are all in the community to do testing because I know you guys love that. So I'll connect that really quick. Then we will switch off, play the video. I'll talk you guys through the video. So what's funny is that I did have the Rode Wireless Go connected, and I was using the Rode Wireless Go while I was walking downstairs. And let me see, I'm gonna use the screen on the ZV-1 kind of like, I guess I'll do this. And I'm trying not to touch the microphone. All right, so we're gonna kind of move this there like that. I'm gonna mute you guys really quick so that it's not too much craziness. And now it's switched out to the lav mic. So now I'm connected on the lav mic. I don't have this weighing my shirt down. Let me know if that made a difference as well. And then, like I said, what do you think? Is it good? Because I would definitely, if it's, I guess, passable for when you're on the go, for when you're mobile, I would absolutely go this route and have everything just connected to my camera. You know, that's the purpose of having the Rode Wireless Go's, right? Just connect your receiver to your camera and be completely portable, not be tethered. This I can put in my pocket, especially now that I have the lav mic ready to go. I love this setup the best. It's just getting the right placement, obviously, of the lav mic and stuff like that. Hey there, how are you, Purple Paisley Planner? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you and showing support. Just trying to keep an eye out on the levels. Looks like I'm consistently hitting the yellow, so I probably can bring it down. I'm at -9. I probably can bring it down on the road to -12, and it'll probably be nice, a better sound. But anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So let's go into the scene where you get to see what the basement, and I definitely wanted to grab that footage as well, because you get to see what the basement is going to look like before, because those progress shots are always really good to take advantage of, to try to kind of document the journey and stuff and show you where you're at. So, oh, that's what I started to say before I go into it, that I recorded it. I had the Rode Wireless Go connected. I was holding on to the Rode Wireless Go and I was just talking like this to try to get the best audio. But I had the sound on split mode. So what happens is with your Rode Wireless Go 2s, you can do merged mode and you can do split mode. So with merged mode is ideal when it's just one person doing a recording, when you're doing like a live stream like this, because it takes the receiver, the one receiver, and it's merging the left and right into one. So when it's coming through to you guys, my sound is coming through on your left and right sound through merged mode. When you have two different people, so kind of like if I'm gonna do, let's say, the actual podcast with Angie, and we want to record the audio on, we want to record the best audio, have her track and have my track. She's going to have a Rode Wireless Go. I'll have my own Rode Wireless Go. And then at that point, I would change the tracks to split tracks, because then when I speak, that's going to be much easier. And it's better when you're doing things that way, even for a video, to clean up the audio individually. So if I have something going on where, let's say, I need to boost my levels, or you always want to boost, you can't really do much with lowering and you mess up the audio. But if I need to clean up something with my sound, or vice versa, if I need to boost her audio, having two separate audio tracks when you do have two individual people That's where you want to take advantage of merged and split mode. With that being said, when I did the recording that I went downstairs, I didn't realize that it was in split mode. So when I played it back, it sounded good because I was holding the Rode kind of at, you know, finger length, hand length away. So the quality sounded great, but it was only coming through on the left side because it recorded one track on split mode. So I'm just going to kind of do a voiceover for that. What is cracking, Obs? How are you doing? Thank you for coming through. Dwayne, what's poppin', Dwayne? How are you? Thank you for coming through. I'm looking down because the comments, I have my laptop on my lap, so the camera is up here. So I'm kind of just going. It makes me, you know, gas. That's what it does. It gives me gas. And it makes me want to justify buying a 7-inch Lilliput monitor and getting a rig together and putting the 7-inch Lilliput right under the camera so that I can put the comments and stuff and use a little mini confidence monitor and have it right under. And then it's like I can just kind of look like that in the future. For now, this works. Let's see. All right, you guys are saying hello to each other. So let's go and play this scene. There you go. So I have the audio muted so that it doesn't drive you guys crazy with playing on one. I'm walking down to the basement where I'm not going to fall down and kill myself. Like I said, no judging. We're not here to see the mess because it's just a storage place. So that what I'm saying here is we're thinking about maybe using this corner. Can I pause this? Oh, I stopped it. That's fine. So let me go back, resume. Can I move this down? Okay, cool. So let me move it back. Okay. So thinking about moving that shelf you see on the right-hand side, just shifting it over a little bit and using that space there. So the vision is to buy one sheetrock. This doesn't need to be complicated because Angie's not a daily live streamer or content creator the way I am. And then when I'm here, it's usually once a month. So this doesn't need to be elaborate or intricate. It's just going to be somewhere if I'm sitting and I need a space behind me that I want decorated, it's going to be quick. So I was looking today at Home Depot, one slab of sheetrock. I'm talking into the microphone like I don't have a lav mic on me. Let me just put this over here. Okay, so one slab of sheetrock that is 4 feet by 8 feet. Let's say 20 bucks. I think it was like $18. I don't need to get anything crazy. It doesn't need to go all the way to the bottom because you guys aren't going to see my knees. You're not going to see Angie's knees, right? You're usually going to see from the torso up. So it doesn't need to be, the sheetrock doesn't need to go all the way down to the bottom. It doesn't also need to go all the way up to the top. It just needs to be right. Like usually when I position the cameras, I'm positioning my cameras with very little head space, right? Like you see from my forehead to here, it's literally, it's like, well, my curls, my curls, if I flatten my curls, that's a little bit better. You can see. So basically what is that? Maybe a foot worth of space behind me in the top. So what I'm thinking is, and then again, crop the shot tight. It doesn't need to be wide, right? So even if I start with right now the camera that Angie has is a 20 millimeter. So it's not as wide as the Sigma 16 as I have in my studio. So we can get it a little bit further back and it's going to be cropped in. It can be kind of just a very small, tight space. So what I'm thinking is have it 4 feet across. If I buy the 4 feet by 8 feet, have the slab 4 feet across, and then, or do it the other way around. Actually, I'll be messing around with the camera, but I can also do 8 feet across if I did ever want to expand to a wider shot. I can actually put the sheetrock vertically this way, whatever this way is. I think that's vertically, but have the sheetrock go this way. left to right instead of up or down, because I don't need to worry about, 4 feet should be more than enough. I'm 5'5" standing up. So if I have it from top to bottom 4 feet, my torso is not, my torso is probably 3.5 feet, right? Because if I'm 5'5", I don't know which half of my torso is taller, but you guys get the premise. I said all of that to say that one slab of sheetrock will be enough. So my vision is this corner, I get a few 2x4s to drill the sheetrock, because it's not going to be mounted to the wall. We're not doing anything crazy. This is just to have a backdrop. So get 2x4s long enough that I can stand it. There's wooden beams on the top. So I just have to measure the wooden beams from the top of the basement to the floor, probably about 8 feet. I don't think it's 10 feet. I have all the tools, like I have a miter saw, I have a jigsaw, I have I don't have a miter saw, I have a circular saw and a jigsaw, where if I get, let's say, a 10-foot, not a 2x4, but you get what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying with the wood, measure it so that it can stand up snug between the beam and the floor, have, let's say, 2 or 3 parallel standing up, and then I can even lay down a 2x4 on the bottom if I needed to give myself some height. Drill the sheetrock to, let's say, 3, I'm just going to say 2x4s for now, 3 2x4s, and then stand that up so that it's going to be in the back. It's not going to be directly bolted to that wood, it's just going to be as the backdrop. Then with the slab of sheetrock, I can do, we're still kind of figuring out, because I just want it to be as cost effective, inexpensive as possible, that you can do the most with. So like I said, a slab of sheetrock is we'll call it $20. The desk and the legs from IKEA is no more than $50. We have an office chair, so we're good. We have all the gear, the technology we have. So I got $30 for the desk and legs, $20 for sheetrock, well, $50, let's say, for the desk and legs, $20 for the slab of sheetrock. We're at $70. I have the tools. However much 2x4s are, they shouldn't be no more than, well, I don't know, the price of wood has gone up since the last time. Let's say another $40 for wood. I think that that's expensive, because I can even get some of the scrap wood, because the wood doesn't need to be perfect, right? It's not going to be a frame or like a foundation or anything like that. It's literally just to drill the sheetrock in, and then just to have it so that it's standing up. I can get it standing upright. So I'm going to say no more than $30 on wood. So we said 50, 20, that's 70, so $100, because I also have screws, the tools I have. So we're at $100 just to get the backdrop. Now what I'm thinking is, and I feel like, although I'm thinking I can either use the gray paint that Doc has, that Mary Lou also painted her wall that gray paint, because then we can just get a few RGB lights, throw some RGB lights to have it kind of bounce off the wall, and then we can throw some frames on there to make it look cool and decorate it, right? Or get some type shiplap style wood, and I can show you guys the website for that. Oh, I am on the laptop cam. Paul just texted me. No, I didn't know that. So I'm looking over here, and I should have been looking here. Thanks, Paul. How do you change that? Well, I don't know how to change that on here. Were you coming down to tell me that too, or? Yes. Okay, thanks. Angie was coming downstairs to tell me that. You know what? Leave me alone. What? Are you going to sit down here? Angie literally just came downstairs to tell me that. That's so funny. How do I change the camera? It's not a lot. And I saw all these comments going crazy. That's so funny. Does India know she's showing up on the face shot? No, Sammy, I didn't, because I saw the comments. Angie was coming to you guys' rescue so that I can talk to you guys the right way. How? All right, well, then this is how I can, and then I can just do this way and fix it. Thanks, honey. As soon as I'm done with this shot, then I'm gonna go upstairs. That's so funny. Angie came creeping downstairs like, let me tell you. Well, now that I'm actually looking at you guys here. Thanks, Paul, for texting me. That's so funny. Angie says, welcome to my basement. Let me check in on you guys. Angie's a good sport. She let me share the basement with you guys. It's not scary. That's so funny. Do I want help? I just did what I closed it, and was there a pencil? Oh, well, it's too late now because I just did a camera overlay. Isn't there? I didn't see it. Not because that was kind of in picture, because what I did was I just did, it doesn't matter. We figured it out. I just did a camera overlay. So you guys can show me another day. So, and I did see, I know it was Lewis. I could have sworn Lewis had said, somebody said horizontal. You guys were telling me, I guess, the right way. Horizontal. Oh, Bob said it. Both of you go. And Laura said it. Okay, horizontal. And I said vertical. Don't judge me. You guys love me. You know what I mean. Side to side, up to down. That's all I need to tell you guys, and you guys know. Okay, so let's go back to this project that Gigi said it sounds like. In Ecamm, disable your laptop. I thought about doing that. You know, so funny, Sammy, I did think about, I was installing system audio earlier today. I came across that. I was like, do I want to disable this? No, and I didn't. And look, if I would have disabled it, we wouldn't have had that problem today. Right, Ob Stellar? This is what a basement is. This is exactly what a basement should look like. Let me just make this a little bit smaller over here. So okay. So now that I've given you, so I was just saying that that was pretty much coming on the ending of what I'm gonna build. Is that then we definitely wouldn't need for one sheet of sheetrock. We wouldn't need no more than 1 gallon paint can. That's probably too much, honestly. That'll probably be just right if I do like two or three coats. I guess 3. I don't even know if I would need 3 coats for that, but 2 coats definitely. 1 gallon would be more than enough that I would have extra. I have been thinking about also doing some of painting in my home, some of that, because you guys know that I use the recessed lighting, they're RGB lights, and I feel like that would just give more oomph using it. So getting a gallon wouldn't hurt, because if there's extra, I can just use that in my house. Or like I said, buying the shiplap style wood, and then I've been looking for a reason. I have the Ryobi tool set, so you know it's the batteries and you just buy the tools. Love that stuff. And I've been looking for a reason to justify buying the nail gun piece to the Ryobi set so that I can just nail stuff. The problem is that when you buy a house like mine that was freshly gutted and new construction on the inside, I feel like I don't have a lot of projects to do because my house is beautiful. No complaints. Love it. Thank you, God. And the aesthetic is very much me, but I'm like, man, like, I don't got no walls to take apart. I don't got no walls to build. I don't got there's nothing in my house for me to nail and cut stuff with. So this is why, Gigi, I'm all for, oh, babe, I can do this project in your house and I can do this because I really don't need to do it at home in my house. Anyway, so if I get the shiplap, then between like liquid nails and like a nail gun, just do the shiplap board and have a really nice kind of like an accent looking style wall. And I looked at a few different things and they ranged. A cheap one, although there were some really bad ratings on Lowe's, was like $27 that I was like, even if I don't use it that much, I'm not with the bad ratings. And then at Home Depot, they had a nicer, that's the one that I'll show you guys the link for. They had a nicer style wood. It's not shiplap. It was, I forget the wood. We'll look at it. And that one can be stained and like finished. I liked that idea because then you stain it and then you finish it with like the polyurethane. That can probably give a really nice classic look. And then again, you can put frames on it and you can decorate and you can still even put some nice RGB lighting. It won't reflect as much as getting that gray paint, but you can still do some really cool things. Let's see. Look, Gigi, I knew when I was saying all of that stuff, I said, watch Gigi say I can come to her house. You know I got you. You know I'm ready to go to your house and help you build your new studio when you move into the new place. I'm probably going to stay at your house for a couple of days because that is going to be a few days project. I know we good, but I'm ready for the projects. I got you. Let's see. Right? I'm excited for Angie to have a studio too, although I'm going to be using it most of the time. But then this goes back to, it gives Angie a better space where it's dedicated. So for us, for the podcast, because we did a few episodes, we kind of have halted because I decided to do this 100 days of live streaming challenge. I take some accountability for that. Then the other space was just trying to find the right space because she had her desk set up initially in the bedroom. And it's one of those things that it's like, I don't know. And then she put the desk here. But then, like I said, that limits her to like where she can do things. And if the kids come, just with privacy. So just giving that dedicated space where it's away from it. Plus the other thing is also with having, you know, they just turned 4, but with having 3-year-old twins and even the 6-year-old, they're curious. So you know how it is when mommy's not looking. They're like, because they even do it with me with my stuff. They're like, oh, look at this cool camera. Oh, look at, and they're always touching, and Angie's always afraid of that. That's why when she took her desk apart, she put all of her important stuff downstairs in the basement because she knows if she leaves it laying around, cords are going missing, things are getting dropped. So giving her a dedicated space downstairs in the scary basement will also allow for more safety with the expensive tech. All right, so let's go through this again. Let me see. Is this playing now? Doesn't look like. Hold on. Okay. So I was just showing you guys the corner there. We would just move this shelf over on the right-hand side, and then that space that we're looking at, the gray wall, the sheetrock would go a little bit in front of it, and the desk would be way in front of it. Here's an alternative. And the reason why I looked at that space around the dryers is because she does have the overhead light there, so that I don't have to bring that many more lights. Let me pause that a little bit. So I still have the light kit that I used when I set up my green screen. I had like the photography kit that it has the lights with the light boxes and stuff. So I do have a good amount of lights. I'm not worried about setting up lighting. I have the soft boxes that worked really well. I have an extra Elgato key light that I was thinking about using as a hair light. I don't really need it, so that if I bring that key light to her house, she has the key light air. And then I have, I think 3 like photography lights that are bright enough. We're good with lighting, so I'm not pressed to stay in that corner just because there's an overhead light. However, those are less things we have to, if we do put it in that corner with the light, with one light that's already there, that's less light that I need to set up, less plugs, less things in the way, right? So thinking about that, I was kind of looking at that angle. She also has under, and don't judge my videography skills. I know I'm walking all over the place. This is a little cubby here under the stairs. That one I was a little like, if you're in the cubby, maybe not, because then there may be more spiders. I haven't seen, I go down there good enough because you saw the dryer, the washer and dryers down there. I still haven't really seen spiders. She says that there's creepy crawlies. You can get some spray and you can fix all of that. I'm not worried about that stuff. But the little cubby that's under the stairs is an option there. So you can see, and that's like a little cleaner space. That's a section there. But what I think what Angie said on that side is that if it rains a lot, that side tends to like flood just a little bit, like the water rises just a little bit there. So then I was like, yeah, no, maybe we're better off on the other side. And that was pretty much it, just a general overview of this space, right? So you have, that's it from the corner, where we would just move all that stuff that's in the middle, move the silver shelf. We can probably move that silver shelf to where the empty wall is by the washer and dryer, and then put the desk kind of a little bit more forward, stand up the sheetrock, decorate the sheetrock, and then we're good to go. There's outlets. I would get like a heavy duty extension cord, get a good quality surge protector. We don't really need much because Angie has the M1 MacBook Air. I have my MacBook Pro. So whichever one of us are downstairs would use the laptops that we have are both sufficient enough. She has a dock. So basically the one dock, everything is going to get connected to the dock and the dock gets plugged in. But even like with a setup like this, right, there's minimal plugs. It's just getting a good quality tripod. I know I need to take care of that on the list. Mounting everything, clamping everything to the desk, and then eventually probably getting a smaller monitor for her. She says she doesn't need it, but for me, I would probably need the monitor. But then that's it. It's really just, the bigger thing is just the backdrop, that decoration space. So we were at $100. Yeah, so it's anywhere, it shouldn't be no more. I'm thinking 150 is on the absolute high estimate there. So let me come back to you guys over here. Let me check in. Nail guns scare you? So I haven't used them yet, but you know me, you guys know, I'm like, do I get to... That's how I feel about wanting to use a nail gun. You know, I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna front. I was actually really scared to use my circular saw earlier last summer when I was cutting the desk, the 8-foot countertop. I was worried. I was like, oh my God, you know, because you hear all these stories like, don't chop your finger off, don't put your foot in, and don't put your finger in the blade. Like, I'm not a dummy, but sometimes with, you know, power tools, it's things that you've heard that even professional contractors, they just have a one slip up and it's like, oh my God, they went to the hospital because they chopped their whole finger off. So I was actually really scared to use a circular saw, but it was actually really easy to use. And of course, I watched probably 20 videos of different people saying how easy it was. And I was like, all right, I can do this. And it literally, I think the hardest thing out of using the circular saw was making sure that that line that I cut was absolutely straight. I think out of everything, because once I figured out that the line was straight, nobody was telling me that that line wasn't straight. Once I figured that out, literally the circular saw just was like, zzz, and I was like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. So I'm sure and I've used a nail gun through the bank. We do the habitat builds where we help, you know, volunteer for the Habitat of Humanity. I've done a handful of those and I've actually used the nail gun with it and it's just like, bah, bah, bah. So it's pretty cool. But, you know, I want to have one. I need a reason to add it to my toolkit. Let me see. Curly hair and spider webs and other creepy crawlers. So even in my basement, you know, because it's a basement, so I saw like daddy long leg spiders and I saw like the centipedes. I went to Home Depot and I bought an indoor outdoor pesticide thing. It was like pet friendly and even lawn friendly. I spray it probably every 4 months. The first time I sprayed it, I haven't seen daddy long legs. I will start to see like the little centipedes come back, or what are they called? Silverfish. I think they're called silverfish. I will see those. So it's so funny we're talking about this because about a week ago, I saw one closer to where my gas valve is and my emergency shutoff is. And that's when I know, when I start to see the little bugs, I'm like, oh, and I went upstairs and I sprayed the heck out of my basement again. And I don't see bugs at all. The daddy long legs I saw a lot of. And since I started spraying and treating my basement, I've never seen any bugs, thank God, knock on wood. So I told Angie that I would just come and treat it and treat the corners, especially where she's going to be in those spaces. I think she'll be fine, but, you know, she's been panicking. Let's see. Whose basement? She said, whose basement is this? How messy? Babe, it's a basement. Everybody saw Joseph's basement when I was doing the green screen. I did a few times where I flipped the camera doing NDI and I was like, look at my brother's basement. Joseph's basement, and you know, was worse than yours. Don't worry about it. It's just a storage space. No big deal. the brick background. Do you have to? So she has outlets, K-Walk. She has outlets on the other side where the washers and dryers are. She also has the overhead lamp where you can actually turn that into a socket. You got to be careful with the amperage. Fun fact. So another thing that you guys will learn about me, prior to going into leadership and management, I worked in Home Depot at the electrical section. So if it's one thing I have decent enough knowledge to do around the house is actually install new electrical outlets, electrical wiring, all of that good stuff. So we're good there. But I did ask Angie, I was like, where are your outlets? The most that I would need is a nice heavy duty, I would need two heavy duty quality extension cord and a heavy duty quality surge protector, like a true surge protector, not the cheap ones, which I use those in my house. So I would get those two, set her up that way, and then we'd be good to go. Now I wish I had a basement to do something cool, right? See? They're only, yeah, she does. They're only maybe two. Let's see, just checking in on you guys. I've cut my finger using a bandsaw, sort of stuff is serious, right? It is, like, even if you know what you're doing. I was scared. I was genuinely scared. I even went out and I bought like safety goggles. Like I was trying to be, I'm goofy, but with stuff like that, like I take that stuff very seriously. I'll do like research. I do try to do, measure twice, cut once. I put my safety goggles on. Like I value all of my body parts, not trying to do no things there. Hey, Sean, what is going on? How are you? But that's it. And I said, well, I guess 41 minutes, under an hour. We're going to end the stream there. But I just wanted to let you know that that's kind of where I'm at. It's, it's one of those things you talk about it. I've been talking about setting an official studio up for Angie for a while now. And I was like, I told her today when we were coming back from Rhode Island, I was like, I'm thinking instead of going home, I just stay here. And by staying throughout, Angie's birthday is on Thursday, guys, the 26th. See, I remembered. I'm here. But want to know the crappy part? I was going to go home today. I was literally just here for the weekend. I was going to go home. I left her birthday present in the house, my house in Philadelphia. So if I stay throughout the week, which is what we've agreed upon, she won't have a birthday present to open up on her birthday. She is coming to the house to celebrate her birthday. It's Memorial Day weekend, so she's going to come. And we're going to go back to Philly on Friday together after the kids, are in school and stuff like that. But she won't have a birthday. I mean, I'll be here. But that's why I thought about staying, because I was going to come back. So it was one of those things. I was just weighing, again, being cost effective. I was weighing the commute is about 226 miles one way, from where Angie lives in Connecticut to where I live in Philadelphia. So round trip, that's 220, that's almost 500 miles. So it's almost 500 miles, and each way leaves me with either I'm done with my gas. So like if I'm at 3/4 of a tank by the time I get here, I have to fill up. Like if we're going to use my car to drive around, I have to fill up. Or when I leave, I have to fill up. So I won't make it back home with a tank of gas. So I can make it one way, and then to go back, I have to fill up. So, and you guys know the cost of gas. And even though I have a smaller SUV, it's probably about $80 to fill up premium, my car. 80, I haven't looked at the prices. I hope it's not $90, but usually I've been averaging about $70. And in Philly, it's actually more expensive than what it is out here in Connecticut. In Philly, I've paid almost $5.50 a gallon. Oh my God. So I think it was right under $80 the last time I filled up. And then the tolls to get from from Philadelphia to Connecticut and back home, the tolls are right under $30. So you figure I've already spent $30 and basically one whole tank of gas. I got to do another tank of gas. So that's another $80 plus 30. It's almost $150 And if I'm going to come back on Thursday for us to go back home on Friday, you know, for her to spend her birthday weekend in Philly so we can celebrate, I was like, I brought my work laptop, which was the most important thing. I was like, all right, you know what? I'll just stay through your birthday. It's just a few days, and I'll just set up a basement, start setting up the basement and, you know, documenting the progress and stuff. So that's what the plans are for tomorrow. We're going to go to IKEA, set up I guess IKEA and absolutely Home Depot. I don't know if I'll do the sheetrock just yet. So we may do some quick streams where I'll show you some progress and stuff throughout the week while I'm here. But we'll definitely swap out, get the desk set up, get everything mounted, get the cables and stuff all downstairs. And then Home Depot for the bug spray, because she's not going to want to do nothing. She's not going to want to set anything up until I treat the basement. So that's a must. And then, you know, just documenting that journey along the way. Let's see. Right, Paul, you said, how much is it up there? It's like, you said it's like almost $8. That's insane. I would die. Because I drive a lot. Like, obviously, you see, I drive to come see Angie, round trip to get back home, 500 miles, which is 2 tanks of gas. And then even for the bank, my corporate office is an hour and a half away from me. It's like 85 miles from my house, one way. And when I have to do stuff, it's usually either all the way up north by the corporate office or at least central Jersey, which is about 50 miles away. So I drive a lot. Listen, $6 in California. Yep, that's, I know. Paul said it was, yep, $6 to $7. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, you guys. Nobody said nothing about my audio. And I know if it was horrible, Paul would have at least told me the way he told me yesterday. So what do you think with the lav mic, having it connected? I guess it's good. That's a good thing. When nobody points it out, that means that it was good. And everybody was more into the build that we're going to do this week, the studio build tour this week. But this was super simple, connecting the Rode Wireless Go directly to the camera, making sure that the camera had the right levels, bringing all of that, your audio and video through the cam link. I selected it through Ecamm, and we're good to go. $5 in Miami. We're the same, the East Coast. So, all right, cool. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it. $4.69 exactly. Look, but babe, is that premium? Because Angie don't get premium. I get premium. So that's another thing. I get 93 premium. Angie gets 89 regular. She's, you know, go to your room. That's what. Don't make me laugh. I can't wake the kids up. I also don't want to peak because I know if I start laughing, my audio is going to start peaking. You guys are funny. All right, cool. Thank you, Obs. I appreciate that. All right, Rich, thank you. Cool. Yeah, Rich, so you've been hanging out, but that's what I have the setup now, the audio directly connected to the camera, which has been great. It alleviated connecting a port to my computer. So right now I only have 2 plugs connected to the computer, but it's still a lot of cables. If Angie sees this, she's like, why do you need so many wires? But whatever. All right, you guys. That is all we got. We're going to do what we do. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys being patient with me, letting me do my 100 days of traveling in between my house and Angie's house. Gabe, I still want to do a stream from the back of my car. I got to figure that out. I just got to be in a space, preferably it would need to be, I would probably say somewhere in Philly because I have Verizon and I get that 5G UW and it's legit. Like I've gotten upload speeds where the stadiums are by where the Phillies play, the 69ers, not the 69ers. What's the 76ers? God, don't judge me. Listen, if it's not Yankees baseball, that I don't know. But the 76ers, the Phillies, the baseball team, the Eagles, I know that. The stadiums are literally the 76ers and the Wells Fargo Stadium where the Philly the Phillies play, the baseball team, share one parking lot. It's two different stadiums, but they share one parking lot. And then the Eagles are right across the street. And in that area, Verizon turned on, like that area in that vicinity, and that's 10 minutes away from my house. Verizon turned on 5G. UW shows up on my phone. I've gotten speeds when I've done data tests. I've gotten speeds at like 1200 upload and download. Do I have it on this phone? Where's my phone? I don't even have my watch. Oh, my phone is here. Let me see if I can tell you guys that. I think it's this phone. The 69. You know what, Lewis? I can't even respond to your question because leave me alone. That's what I got to say. I knew somebody was going to say something. Gosh, guys, the Flyers. See, K-Walk is correcting me. The Flyers, thank you. The Philly, yes. The Eagles, the Sixers. See, K-Walk can help me. Let me see. I just want to see. How do I... Lewis, I hate you. I hate you. I love you, Lewis, but I hate you. Let me see. Bro, look at this. I got to do a screen share. So let me do NDI. Look at these tests. Let's do NDI. Let's come over here. Let's turn this on so I can share my screen. Y'all better leave me alone. Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate you guys. So we're going to go to results. And look at this one. But the upload speeds, I mean, 20 upload speeds, it's still for live streaming. If I decide to do a live stream from my car at 720p, but look at those download speeds, 2633 download speeds. I was 5G somewhere in Philly. Let's see, where in Philly was I? Oh, yep, right by City Hall. Apparently near a taco place. Leave it to India. Right by City Hall. And then there was another one, though. There was this one. So the upload still definitely, because that one's 1,800 downloads, which at that point, what do you need 1,800 download speeds for on cellular? Because here's the thing, even if you were gaming, you're gaming usually at home and you're hardwired, and that's upload as well. If I'm playing Call of Duty live, I need my stuff. I need it both. Download so that I don't get frozen. The frame doesn't get frozen. I don't die because it's delayed, but also sending my stuff up. Was there another one? Yeah, so these are all, you can see these are all, these were better. Here, check these out. So this was October 21st, 1,900 download and almost 58 upload. Were these the same day? Yeah, these were the same day. I did them back to back because I couldn't believe. I think that was the very first time I realized, and I think I was with Angie that day. Where do we see this? The location, this should be by the Sunoco if I remember correctly. Oh, this is in Delaware. No? Where the hell was I? Airport, Speedway. I have no idea where I am. It says Newcastle. Newcastle's in Delaware. Well, that's home. I was far away from home. That's definitely Delaware. Maybe, I mean, the only thing, where's Christiana? Yeah, the only thing that I do in Delaware is my Best Buy and Apple, no taxes. So it had to be maybe that I was there testing it out. But anyway, all right, you guys. I said all of that because I was trying to tell you guys that I still want to do a stream somewhere mobile, like a true IRL stream. But I need to make sure my internet is not susp. All right. So I will be back. Oh my God, tomorrow we'll be back. Ooh, look, I did that good. Tomorrow I'll be back with 20 days to go with day 80. Day 80, that'll be fun and interesting, wrapping up the stream. That'll actually be pretty cool. Wrapping up the 100 days challenge of doing a studio build out for my secondary home. Because here's the thing, right? even though the 100 days of challenge is going to be up, I'm still going to keep on with the weekly ladies night on the weekends. I'm 99% positive ladies night will be on Sundays instead of Saturdays. And then I'm going to keep a middle of the week stream going to do like the informative stuff that I've been doing, the tutorials and things like that. So I'm going to keep twice a week. So when I'm here, right, I want to be able to have that dedicated space that I don't have to worry about. And then again, for Angie to have her dedicated space when we start doing the podcast recording and stuff, that she just has everything, that all she needs to do. I want to give her a space that all she needs to do is literally sit down, turn her stuff on, call my Ecamm Live link, and that's it. We just, get into the podcast flow and start recording. So that's cool. I appreciate you. Environmental Coffee House says, I've been lurking, but I'm really tired. I lurk a lot, which is unusual, but very entertaining. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. It is all good. All the views and support add up. So it is always very much appreciative. All right. We'll be back tomorrow, day 80, 20 days to go. That's really exciting. I will catch you guys with progression tomorrow. Where's this end scene? Right here. All right, you guys. Good night. Peace out.